Today is July the 6th, 2019. Um, this is a continuance on my summary of my abilities, even though I bring some more information and a different paradigm, uh, things that are going on in the world and things that are happening in conscience level, and because of me, because I'm connected to everything, and well, I get a little choice, to be able to be a personal role model or influence, better said, because I can either be looked at positive or negative. It all depends on the paradigm of the person who is judging. You've seen a lot of videos that I have done already, and a lot of great information if you take it to thought and you really think really hard of what I say and look into these things, as I'm hoping to be able to give a full lecture and full explanation towards telepathy and psychic abilities, or ESP, extrasensory perception. It's been very difficult, when you look at history, when you look at religion, and when you look at science, and trying to combine all three into one correct explanation or theory. Um, my hypothesis has brought me true evidence, but in the physical mathematical equation or explanation, I have not been able to do it, even though I do already have an equation for telepathy, which I mean, I'm so happy. I'm trying to keep it as much as a secret, but I want to let people know that they shouldn't be afraid of a psychic person. Yes, they have abilities, but most people have abilities in certain areas also. As towards me, I am able to be connected with everyone and everything, but I have a very terrible as memory. I do not remember names very well, and so that's something that's downfall, or dysfunction for me. And it's sometimes like I can be talking to the person right next to me, and I'll be listening to all my other conversations around me instead of focusing on the person that's talking to me in front of me. I'm listening to the voices in my head, and it blocks. I don't even hear his voice or her voice when they're talking to me. So it's very interesting. How is it that my ability is connected? I give an example, because I have been going through big changes these couple of days. And one of the big changes, and I think every psychic or every person who has telepathy is going to love this part, that there is another realm, I don't know what it is, if it's frequency. I don't know, because I mean, this is my research. But there's another realm where I am able. I don't know if you ever seen X-Men and X-Men, and I want to encourage people, also all psychics and all people who are telepathy, and when you have problems and you want to learn about telepathy, always be open and look for the movies that give you information about telepathy. For an example, X-Men, Professor X, once he gets into that machine, he's able to imagine and see everyone. Well, I have done it, and I have already explained it to you in other videos. I have already done it. Um, I have done it, and I'm able to talk to all. Well, not talk, but listen to all these people and see all these people in that realm. So it's something very important that you should check up. You have to remember that imagination is very important, because imagination gives you a control of being able to change your subconscious level. So the imagination, because remember, your subconscious is what you see. So your imagination, your consciousness, because now your conscious is working. When you're controlling your imagination, your conscious is the one who's having power, and it's fighting for your paradigm as your circuits, as your neurons try to disfigure or try to find a solution to the situation that is going on at the moment, which it's seeing the images of what you're putting the neurons. But the problem is the neurons, they do not know if it's reality or if it is an illusion. A prime example: when you are sleeping, you can have bruises when you wake up because of your sleep. Or another, maybe better example, you can die in your sleep. If you die in your dreams, you can die in your sleep. Why is that? Because your functions of your body are electricity, so remember, a dream and everything is made out of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And that's why it's so important on this research to be able to explain it. How is that being able? So I'm getting off the subject, and like I was saying, that there's another realm. So there's another realm. Yesterday, my friends, my new friends that I call them friends at least. Um, these people, I was there in the middle, and I knew there was going to be a lot of people, and a lot of people lately have been coming up, what I mean, being more open, because they don't feel, what I mean, that I'm hostile. They're more comfortable with me, so they're coming towards me more. So I'm listening to them. I'm in the middle, and there's like maybe 30, 40 people there, right? And I'm listening to them, and they're talking, and what I mean, because they're happy, because they know that the body has a sexual tendency. As psychology says, that sex is one of the motivations of a human being. As food also, and so they saw, what I mean, that I have sexual tendency for female. So they believe that, what I mean, that I could get into a relationship, and they understand what I can do, as towards me and the female. Because what happens is, if we have a baby, she'll be able to talk to the baby in her stomach, and I will be able to put information in the baby while in the stomach. So if everything would come right and everything goes right, the baby will come out as a genius. And if the baby comes out as a genius, then we have to go to another level as humans and study on human behavior. Well, the government has been going on with this for years, and they don't know how to do it. What they're trying to find out is if the abilities are able to pass from one generation to another generation, so that they could have better soldiers. It's all about money. The government and the world is about money and power. Um, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think about that it's good governments and good people. They don't really understand. But I don't want to talk about the government. And what's going on. I'm doing these videos is to help people, mostly psychics, but also other people who want to learn about telepathy, about psychicness, and be more aware and be more consciousness of your surrounding, and educating towards yourself, towards the body. A lot of people go into Hindu or Buddhist because they think that they can lift up their spiritual entity or a spiritual being, but you don't need a Buddhist, you don't need a Hindu, and they're lost. Well, it depends, like I said in my book, when you talk about Buddhists and Hindu, they do something that's very good, which is meditation. And when I talk about meditation, you don't have to cross your legs and do all that crazy stuff. You can sit down or you can lay down and just be quiet. When you first do it, you don't you're not able to have control. But if you become aware that you do not have control of your body, then you have to go to the next level after being aware that you do not have control of the body. How can I get control of my body? So if you want to get control of your body, and this is the second step, which is that you have to educate yourself. You have to educate yourself on neurons, on your body, on your body's flow. Because see, there's an energy, there's an aura on everyone. So you have to study about that. That would be the second step, and then after that, now this is the hard part. Live it. Live conscience. Live awareness. And this is one of my if you read my book and you look at my videos, this is something that I have been going through very hard, and I ask myself, where is my willpower? Because I want to be Muslim, but lately, Muslim people have been letting me down, because I've been trying for them to make peace, because it hurts me, all them children dying, you know what I mean? And I'm like, gosh, man, don't these people care? I realized so many things that I said before. I used to live a negative life, and I'm not evil, which I'm so grateful to the creator for that, what I mean? Because I know if it would be in my power, and if it would be if I had power, what I mean, to stop something, to surrender. That's what I love about the Quran. It has a story about when the Shia and the Sunni, before they was one nation, and one of the leaders, because they was fighting over who was going to be the obsessor of Prophet Muhammad. Well, one of them, he just gave it to the other one. He just said, "Here, have it." You know what I mean? And that's good, because sometimes you got to let go for the better, for the sake of goodness. You know what I mean? You got to do a sacrifice. But anyways, like I said, I'm getting off really track, and that's why I want to. I'm doing so many summaries, but like I said, so you're able so you're connected, right? So you're connected to these people somehow, some way. These people are, I don't know. I believe it might be maybe a string going to each other, or something. But see, that's where my research comes into. Hopefully I'm going to be able to go to a ghost and find out, and go to my next step. But I'm really having problems because I need funds. But anyways, so what I want to say is that when you talk about awareness, there's things that can happen to you in front of you, and you will not understand. And it's the best. It's like here's the key, but you won't take it because you don't see the key, but the person is giving you the key. So it's gonna be something hard. Failure doesn't exist. Intelligence doesn't exist. It's just words that are made up to lower someone's esteem. When you come out of your mother's womb, we're all the same. The only difference is the experience which we are taking through the ride of our lives. And well, we're going. We have. And another thing is that we learn, but we learn at different speeds. But that doesn't make you smarter, doesn't make you dumber. It's just that well, as a parent or as a teacher, we have to find a way to better that person's ability, or find a better way to catch up or even bypass. I know some kids who are AD, and they have artistic. They're artistic, and they're smarter than most normal people. They can do equations and they can do maths, and so it doesn't make you, only because you're normal doesn't make you smart, or because something's wrong with you doesn't make you dumber. Um Another thing is, like, is because there's so much information. I'm just sorry, what I mean, so much information that's going on, and that I probably would go for hours, and I do not have that time to keep going on for hours to explain everything. That's why I'm doing my book. Please be waiting for it. Hopefully it will come out. And like I said, you have to be more aware. So that's good for a telepathic person, so that that there is another realm. There is another realm, and you know you have to be careful about that other realm too, because you don't know what there is, or at least I don't know. But if you look through history, you look at the movies, because you got to understand. See, in order for a movie to be made, there has to be some truth to it. You know what I mean? Because they can't make a movie out of nothing. There has to be something that led to that in order for it to be made. So if you look for demons, you're going to look at in every culture that they exist. So that's something, and or you want to call them spirits, whatever you want to call them, you know what I mean? But there's something out of this world, you know what I mean? There's something. And as a person, because I don't like to say human, because human is a word that I feel that makes us to the level of an animal. And even though the evolution, yes, we come from plant. Okay, we come from animals and plants. You know what I mean? We come from the functions. You know what I mean? Bacteria. But what I want to say is that only because we come from it doesn't make us that. You know, only because we come from it doesn't make us that, because the plants are one thing, the animals are another thing, and we are another thing. And we have consciousness, right? We have consciousness as towards the level that we are able to see what is right and what is wrong, something that is very important. When you look at that, it can lead both ways. It can lead both ways. You know what I mean? It can lead to the good way, and it also lead to the bad way. You know, that's the part. You know, and that's the part, because consciousness. See, we're curious, and curiosity, you know what I mean, leads to another thing. And I already explained it to in other videos, about curiosity. So basically, you know, that's what I wanted to talk about, is about that other realm. Um, and another thing that I want to talk about is that, as I was meeting with these people, these new friends, because they're atheists, and some of them are from the Satanic temple, and is really weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you know I'm Muslim, I'm supposed to slaughter them, but you know I'm not an extremist, and I'm a beginner, trying to find out. I'm a seeker of the truth, and that's what I look for. I'm Hanif. Hanif is seeker of the truth, and that's what I look for. I'm looking for the truth, because I've been trying, you know what I mean? I see Muslims, there's some Shias, there's Sunnis. In the Quran, there's no Sunni, there's no Shia, there's only Hanif. And not only that, you know what I mean? There's terrorists, there's other organizations, and they're killing each other, you know what I mean? And for what? So they call themselves Muslims, and in the Quran it says that you're not allowed to kill another Muslim. So when they blow up a mosque, and you know, this is what most Americans and most people don't understand, and don't comprehend. You know what I mean? They say, oh, they hate the Christians, oh, they hate this. But really, if you look at what, you know, terrorism has been attacking, it is attacking Islam, it's attacking Muslims. Mosque has been blown up, so many mosques. Mosque is like a church where you go and pray, you know what I mean? So if you're a terrorist and you blow up a mosque, then you are not Muslim. There's no way you can be Muslim, you know what I mean? And most Americans and most people, they don't understand that, you know what I mean? Because in the Quran it says a Muslim is not allowed to hurt another Muslim, you know? So that's why I went solo. I said I'm going standing alone. Well, that's the name of my book. Isn't that funny? I went solo. And I named the book "Standing Alone." That's wow. It's amazing. You see how conscious is, and it's sad for me and good in a way. I know that I need to have. Oh, another thing, self-discipline is very important. Is very important, to be able to reach that spiritual being, that the superior part of you that you want to be, and that's gonna be the toughest, because you have a reptilian part of your brain, and your reptilian part of your brain controls it without even thinking. It's like, okay, I'll give you an example. A beautiful woman gets in front of me, you know what I mean? The reptilian part of my brain is gonna make an erection. So that's not even if I want to or if I don't want to. I'm just gonna feel it. So self-discipline is very important, and restraint, is very important also. I hope the best for you in your journey, and I hope that you have the best knowledge and that you're able to go past that other limit of being who you are and finding out who you really are and what you want out of life and what you want out of yourself. The world is fully multicultural. The world can be beautiful depending on how your paradigm works, because you can make goodness out of a bad situation. So don't despair. Always keep pushing. Always keep striving. Yes, life is hard. Yes, you're going to have downfalls, because that's the way the structure of the world is. You know what I mean? Because there's so many ideas, so many ways of thinking. So there's going to be someone who's going to be against you and your way of thinking, and he's going to try to put you down. Remember that the world is made out of money nowadays. You know what I mean? And remember that also, it is written about the end of times in so many cultures. The scientists are talking about, what I mean, global warming and all this bullshit. You know what I mean? The government talking about that they're going to do this. They don't care. They do not care about you. You know what I mean? Stand alone, educate yourself, and always let me remind everyone: put your little bit of sand in the, in the ocean. You know what I mean? So remember, you can always do something. You know what I mean? Maybe give food to the homeless, or pick up some trash around your neighborhood, or recycle, or like me, I'm doing these videos trying to help people. You can always put your little bit of sand, you know what I mean, into the structure, so that we can have a big pyramid. You know what I mean? A pyramid which is going to be historical. So everyone, I know you guys are listening, and I know a lot of you are searching for the truth. You know what I mean? Keep going. Keep going, and congratulations to the people who are trying to make a difference in this world. You know what I mean? And be positive and change the structure of way of living. What I mean by that is that just respect everyone. You know what I mean? Respect. You don't gotta love them, but long as you respect, you know what I mean, you respect them, and you don't like this person, just keep your distance. You know what I mean? And you go the other way. The world would be much better. Have a wonderful day.